What's up?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You got a hot coffee today?
It's very hot. I put the lid on too fast, I think. I can barely drink it.
I was just hanging out with a guy the other day.
Yeah.
And we went to a Starbucks drive-thru, and he ordered his coffee extra hot. And he says sometimes he tells him he wants to turn it up to 250 degrees. And I was there like, dude, this guy, what's wrong with this guy? Then, so they hand it to him. It's like shooting steam out of the top.
Instantly drink it?
Yeah, he starts gulping it down like a Ninja Turtle eating some pizza.
Does he have no taste bud? Like,
I don't know.
It would burn my mouth so hard.
I'm like, can you throw 4 ice cubes in my hot chocolate, please? And then I'm still like... I have a bone to pick with Africa.
Oh, with Africa? Good. At least not with me.
I have a bone to pick with Africa.
What?
All of their shirts are tiny.
This is true.
What size is that shirt you're wearing right now? A triple X.
No, I think it's large though, probably. Yeah.
Dude, I bought double X's. You know, you're at a gift store. You can't try it on.
Yeah.
They're so... I thought I'm going to buy the double X. I'm usually... This is extra large. I'm usually like extra large guy. Double X, I can never wear them in public.
Really?
I bought maybe 3 T-shirts in Africa. I will never wear one of them in public.
Yes, you will.
No, I will have to lose 70 pounds.
Maybe we just need to stretch them out while they're wet.
Yeah, the problem with stretching a shirt out is then it gets shorter.
Oh.
You ever do that?
Yes.
I saw a waitress the other day, and her stomach was hanging out the bottom of her shirt.
That is just, she just did that on purpose. That's just a trend. Your face.
That's a trend?
The crop shirt is the thing right now. Look,
that should not
be a trend.
That girl has no friends.
Oh no, we have to move on.
Do we have to cut that?
No. Welcome to the Tug of More, y'all.
All right, we might cut that part. I don't know. We'll see. Bailey's giving us the stop it, Pastor.
No.
Okay, listen. One of our favorite things we do here in the Tug of More is we end every episode and say, hey, if you have any questions, hit us up.
If you have anything you want to know, anything we should cover. And guess what? Some of you never say anything, but some of you say...
Geez.
Come on, y'all.
Hurt my feelings. We're getting thousands of views and listens and...
Nobody's saying anything, but some of you do ask great questions. And so sometimes we answer them by just slipping it into the conversation.
Yes, and then we message the person back and we're like, hey...
Listen to this
episode.
Right. But... today, we have a good list of questions because we mentioned the other day we haven't filmed together in a while because of Africa and events and things.
Yeah, boy.
And so we have a list of questions, and Easton is going to read them to us, and we're going to rapid fire give some wisdom to these questions. Yes?
All right.
That's right. All right, first question.
Okay.
How do you handle stress in a healthy way?
Oh, man.
Well, I think we've done a couple episodes on this. You know what this is going to be? We're just going to be linking all kinds of...
but that's okay.
All kinds of things. We've done an episode on how to rest.
Yeah.
Or like the pace of the race or something like that. Yeah. And so, that's...
And then
we talked about it in depth there.
Yeah, we talked about What the Health, which was helping us in our health journey. But I think we linked and understood in that like... getting healthy is a way that has helped alleviate our stress because we were just too stressed out before.
So, okay, if you're feeling stressed, you have to know the markers. Like you have to have a dashboard that helps you understand. For me, a dashboard of I am stressed is I start to want to eat bad food.
Yep.
I want to stay up too late and watch television. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, I deserve some me time. And it's always stupid stuff. Mm-hmm. Or I start to get bad attitude. And so if those things start to just come up,
or your eye starts twitching.
Oh yeah, my right eye will start twitching. Someone just told me I need to start drinking
quinine.
Quinine? Tonic water?
Tonic water has like quinine in it. Yeah.
I have not yet bought any. No.
They told you. I instantly went out and bought tonic water, and I've been drinking it consistently.
Whitney just steals my health tips for herself.
But I'm like, come on, it works. My eyes haven't been twitching. No twitching.
So like first you have to
see that you're redlining because like the same for me. I get very lazy in the things I know I should do. And it's what you said. But I need to treat myself. But every day should not be a treat yourself. That means you're redlining, probably.
And I mean, like, listen, life is not meant to be lived in a Hawaiian shirt. Like, we should have moments of stress.
Pressure,
God built us to shoulder burden.
Yeah.
And so like, it's okay that you're stressed, but that's what I'm saying. The dashboards are the most important to see like, okay, this is no longer like a healthy range place of life pressure.
And each, what is it that you should have? An hour a day a week, a week a year or something like that. And so like
of rest.
Yeah, you've got to take some time to rest. You shouldn't feel stressed running at it's like your heart rate. There's like resting heart rate, and then there's like active heart rate. You have to find the right balance of stress too, I think.
We're getting ready to go on vacation to kind of de-stress.
Yes.
But we're taking our kids,
which is like,
and I read somebody posted something the other day, and it said parents never go on vacation. They just raise their kids in different cities.
Yeah, right. It's exactly. Vacation with your kids is just raising your kids in those. I'm like, yes, exactly. It's making memories. You're making memories.
Yeah.
Not really de-stressed.
Was that good? I don't know how long we should answer each question.
That's right. I think that's a good one. Go on to it.
That was great.
Okay. Good. Go. Next
How
one.
do you not doubt yourself?
Oh, how do you not?
I do constantly.
Yeah.
I do constantly. I constantly like, is this good? Are we doing the right decision? Should we just give up and let somebody else come and be in charge?
Right.
I doubt myself all the time.
I think we recently did one of our most recent episodes, encourage yourself. Like, you have to encourage yourself so you won't doubt yourself. I think it's okay to have question because that helps you see if you're missing anything. But then you've got to sell that thing. That's another episode we've done of like, have the confidence of like, if this is who I am, who I'm called to be, I might not be ready, but I'm going to fake it till I make it. Well, nobody's ready for everything.
So I doubt myself all the time. So then what I do is I make the pros and cons list. So like, here's one option, here's another option. I build the list of if I do it, if I don't do it, right? Then I pray about it. I ask God, what's up? What do you think I need to do?
Right.
Then I seek counsel. And counsel is from like authorities in my life and peers in my life.
Yeah.
I seek counsel. And then once I'm able to make the decision, I own that junk. I tattoo it on my face.
Yes.
You've got to stop. If you ask that question, it's because you are doubting yourself.
Right.
Listen, do your due diligence, do the best planning, figuring out that you can do, and then just own it.
Yeah, and don't look back. It's something we talk about a lot. Like, once we've made the decision, know that these are the decisions, keep going in it, and if you keep looking over your shoulder wondering if you should have changed a decision you made, you're going to keep doubting yourself. So just keep going into the next one. And God will take it.
And in moments, you're going to start. Like, we just had a conversation recently about how we sold a property and all these different things. And so it sometimes creates doubts of like, ooh, like now with this 2 years of COVID wisdom, did we do the right thing?
Right.
But when you start doubting yourself, when you do the due diligence that I talked about, when I look back to what we did, I did all that due diligence then. That's the decision that I made. And you can only make the decision that you can make with the wisdom that you have in the moment.
Right. Yeah, you hear that.
We do not have time machines.
Right. You hear that phrase, if I would have known now, or if I would have known then what I know now, well, you didn't. Yeah. You only knew what you knew. And so go with what you knew and what you know, and just keep moving forward, and then just keep trucking.
And
keep tugging.
The Bible says that if you wait for perfect conditions, you'll never get anything done.
No.
And so like sometimes we doubt ourselves because we are waiting for the perfect, like every leader, every person, every moment, every year. Forget all that, dude.
No, it's just like parenting.
Jump, baby.
You're never going to be ready to be a parent until you just become a parent. Like, there's nothing, some of the things as you tug into more, you're tugging into things that you've never been in before. What? Okay. What are you about to say?
We can say people's names. I'll just say his first name. A buddy of mine, Terry, who goes to our church, his wife posted something today. It was a picture of a sonogram. And I thought she was pregnant, and I text Terry. I was like, bro, what? He was like, no, it's not me. It's like one of our family.
Oh, no.
It's like, bro, you 40 about to have a baby. Sorry.
No, but yeah, he would not be ready to that. But you just jump into what is. And so as you're tugging into more, you're going to get to things that you're not fully adequately prepared for. Keep going anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. You took us off the rails.
Sorry. I apologize.
It's okay. Next one.
How do you build strong friendships?
Oh, well.
You go into friendships intentionally to build strong friendships.
Yeah, you have to try and try and try again. You have to take baby steps, not like go from, I just met you, we're best friends. You have to understand that it's going to be a journey.
Yeah.
But the decision to like, hey, we're going to stick this out. We're going to be friends. We're not going to get offended by little things.
Yeah, it's work. Like it's
a lot
work.
of work. Yeah.
Finding people that are like-minded.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, to be able to have deep friendships, you have to agree, like, on pretty deep things.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, if me and our families are
Yeah.
best friends,
Yeah.
and like in most major life philosophy ideas, we already kind of align.
Absolutely.
And so it doesn't cause a bunch of tension
Right.
when something in the news pops up.
Yeah.
We're not like, can't talk at dinner.
It doesn't mean like if you can have things you don't all the way agree about in a deep friendship. However, it sure does make it easier. Like if they say when you get married, like have some of these real do you want kids? Do you like how do you want to raise them? These certain big things. Those are big important questions in a relationship too that you should ask pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be hard for your lives to align if you're not going in the same direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so.
you're not going to agree with everything, but
No,
yeah,
not everything
for the most part.
But generally speaking.
I'm saying, like, if you were friends with somebody in high school and you were like really, really good friends, and now you're stepping into adulthood, and their life is going in a very different direction, then you're probably not going to be able to be best.
Right, it's not going to work anymore.
Friends. Then I think you've got to open up. So like, there has to be, when a season of life hits that like something heavy happens.
Yeah.
Somebody has to like get raw.
Yeah.
And vulnerable, or else you're just movie buddies.
Right.
You're not
No, it's really
friends. Because we've had people that like we go to every restaurant with, we go to movies with, we laugh, but like when it comes down to crap hitting the fan, I'm not calling them.
Right. No. Yeah.
And that's not it's a friend, but it's not like
it's not a deep relationship,
ride or die.
deep friendship. And I think the Bible is our context. The Bible says that iron sharpens iron, but in that you have to be willing to let someone file on you a little bit. Someone like rub on you and say like, hey, like if you want deep relationship, you can't get frustrated when crap hits the fan and you call them. They say, well, actually, you know, you're doing this part. That's part of why the crap. You're making your own crap hit the fan.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to like go. Okay, it's a give and take of like, I'm there for you, but also I'll hear from you and I'll receive from you what you have. And
you're allowed to offend each other.
Yeah. Knowing the heart behind it. So it takes a lot of work. I mean, we've been friends almost 13 years now. Like that's a long time.
Yeah.
We weren't as close 10 years ago as we are today.
Yeah.
It's taken a journey of a lot of seasons of life and a lot of learning to trust each other. And as adults, I think it's harder to find people that you're in deep relationship with because you're not in constant classrooms together or in constant sports teams together like we were when we were kids. But you have to be intentional to make the time and space to do that.
The Bible says that a man must show himself friendly.
Yeah.
And like to find a friend, you must show yourself friendly.
Absolutely.
And I think that sometimes guys are the worst, man, because they walk into rooms all mean mugging with their arms flexed, you know, and their brow furrowed,
ordering their coffee at 250 degrees.
Yeah, and then they're like, why don't I have any friends? And I'm like, well, you could get here a little early and then like go up and talk to somebody else.
Smile or something. Yeah.
I like it when people say that they went to a church and the church wasn't friendly. Now, granted, there probably are some churches that aren't friendly.
Oh, for sure.
But for the most part,
for sure, yeah.
I think that their goal is to be friendly.
Yeah.
But if you show up somewhere late, you sit there with an angry look on her face, you leave right at dismissal, you ain't gonna make no friends.
Yeah.
When's the last time? I know they want to do it on friendship. We need to do a full one. When's the last time you asked somebody out to lunch?
Yeah, that's a great question.
When's the last time you said, "Hey, we all need to hang. We need to hang out."
Right.
I know that we've never hung out before. We need to hang out.
Yeah.
And if the answer is years, maybe it's time to try that.
Yeah, it's good. Next one.
Next question. How do you have grace for people?
Oh, man. For me, having grace for people starts with understanding that I am not perfect either. My mom used to sing this song about have patience, don't be in such a hurry, because when you're impatient, you only start to worry. Remember, God has patience too, because think of all the times he's had to wait on you. And like, it's true, like God's had to have patience for me all the time because I'm a mess. If he had patience for me, I need to have patience for other people. I don't know.
That was great. It's all about understanding where they are and what they've been through.
Right.
And that like we should extend grace because grace has been extended to us. Like there's people that tick me off all the time.
Yeah, every day.
All the time.
Driving here today, people, I'm like, if you are not driving somewhere, get out of your car and off the road.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to do that? If you want to text, sit on your couch and text.
I'm saying,
go ahead.
People, they screw stuff up all the time.
Every day.
They don't make smart decisions.
Right.
They do things dumb. But then when you look at like, who are their parents?
Right. How have
like,
they...
I know that this person's 40 and they're doing stuff that's stupid.
Yeah.
But guess what? Their parent was an idiot.
Yeah.
And so like they've only been trying to live right for a couple years.
Right.
And so they don't know any. They don't know any better. It's like I don't get mad if Titus peed the bed. Titus is now 7.
Yeah.
He's 7. If he peed the bed, I would be like, bro, are you serious?
Right.
You got to go potty before you go to bed, bro. Then we'd change the sheets. If he would have peed the bed 2 years ago, I wouldn't have really said nothing about it.
Yeah.
But if he pees the bed when he's 17,
right,
I'd be like, dude.
Yeah.
What the actual junk is happening?
Right.
I'm saying when we can look at somebody else's maturity,
absolutely,
then it can help us set a better expectation.
No, in the circumstances that they've grown up in. For my kids, I've had to talk to them about this a lot because even though Aaron and I have not done everything perfect at all, we've still created a safe, loving environment for our kids. And sometimes they have encountered other friends along the way and they're like, why do they act like that? Why are they being like that? And I'm like, wait a minute, you don't understand what they've grown up in. And it can be hard to even put our brain into someone else's shoes. But you say that all the time about how maturity is putting ourselves in someone else's shoes. And we have to take the time to do that.
Yeah.
Because if we don't, then we just assume they have the same thoughts, the same upbringing, the same whatever as us. And that's not true at all. And then something else you and I have done over the years to help us have grace for people is to build an empathy list.
God, it's so good. We have to do a whole thing on this.
Because building a list of like reasons why we should have empathy towards them. Empathy, I think, is one of the biggest ways to build grace for someone else. Empathy is just having compassion for the circumstances that they're in.
Soon coming episode, empathy list.
Yes, love that. Okay. And then just chill out. As leaders, we are leading, we're setting standards. We are saying that we are going into more. Everybody else is not going to be on our level, so have grace.
We're really good at having grace for ourselves.
Absolutely.
If I screw up, I cut myself all the slack.
We judge ourselves on our intentions, not our
But if somebody else screws up, I'm like, they're such an idiot. What if we extended grace to others the way we do to ourselves?
Yeah, that's good.
Perfect. Next question. What is gluttony?
Oh, great question.
Well, what's the... I should not even bring this reference up. What's the movie? The Seven Deadly Sins. Remember, this is what I used to think gluttony.
We do not promote this movie.
I used to think gluttony in that movie. They got this guy and they tied him to a chair and made him like eat baked beans until it killed him or something.
Yeah.
And he was big, heavy, overweight guy. And I used to think that gluttony was only based in food.
Right.
Food is one way that we can be gluttonous, but I think gluttony is anything excessive
that you're consuming.
That you're consuming.
Yeah.
So like people are gluttonous on Instagram.
Right.
They're gluttonous playing video games.
Yeah.
People are gluttonous sleeping.
Yeah. It's like an out of balance, in excess, unhealthy, consumption of things that in regular order, regular balance are healthy for you. Like we need food to live. It's fuel. But
you need sleep to live.
Right. But in excess, it becomes gluttonous. And so to me, it is one of the 7 deadly sins that we don't see as sinful as others. Yeah. But it can be just as damaging, just as harmful to our life. And we have to pay attention and go, this really is a sin of being out of balance. And so working to be in balance is a big deal.
It's that thing that you should stop doing some, but you don't.
Right. Absolutely.
That's probably an area of some gluttony that you need to work on. Now there's levels of gluttony.
Absolutely.
There's
absolutely.
morbid gluttony. Like, this is going to ruin your whole life.
Absolutely.
But I think there's like a spectrum of
right.
it. And so anything that's out of balance can be leaning towards gluttony.
How do you keep your team motivated?
Dude, y'all are hitting us with some good questions.
I know. I'm like, okay, go. You go first.
How do we keep the team motivated? I think that we work to keep the vision of what we're doing in front of the team, of knowing like, here's where we're trying to get to. Yeah. So it helps you keep working. I think that we do a decent job at celebrating wins.
Yeah.
And talking about like, look at what's happened. Look at the positive. Like, look at our progress.
Yeah, communicating the vision is a big deal. Celebrating what's good, and then for us, testimonies of like life change for people because in the church context. But yeah, the wins can be any type of like, we did it, we met the goal, the marker. But then,
or like the individual.
I was gonna say, but then the individual encouragement of like, you're doing a good job.
Yeah.
Yes, that can get out of balance because you have to also have critique and growth. But don't withhold encouragement when it's necessary. Like if you see someone doing a good job, tell them they're doing a good job.
Yeah.
We're all working harder in our context. They're all working harder than they should, and so we are big on saying, hey, I see you. You're doing great.
Yeah. I think one thing that I try to do to help keep people motivated is to talk about the elephant in the room. Like just this last Sunday, we had one of our lowest attendances we've had in a while. Time.
Yeah.
And like, it was kind of like like that. Like it just, we wrote the number of Sunday's attendance on the whiteboard.
And we were all like, womp, womp.
And I think that just like, I've been in places before where people act like, man, it was packed, it was incredible. And I'm there like, no, like, I'm not sure that's real. And I think to be honest, I guess, like just to be honest, I think helps keep everybody motivated.
That you're not like the leader up in the ivory tower also, I think is a big deal, but like that you see the struggle and that you're a part of helping solve the solution, not just, we were talking about it, like not just being a leader that says, you figure it out, you just figure it out, but being able to go, hey, go figure it out. If you can't, here's some help that I'll give, or here's some advice, here's some wisdom, or hey, have you thought of this? Just being willing to be an open door. I think you and I do a good job of that, of like, yeah, I know you're trying, but here, let me help also.
This one feels a little bit backwards because when we say motivated, we think like, take everybody to race go-karts and eat cupcakes. Like we think that's what motivation is. But I think another way to keep people motivated is to directly deal with problems.
Absolutely.
And so like maybe one of the ways that you need to motivate your team is by firing somebody on your team.
Yeah.
Dealing with a problem, removing a volunteer, giving money to an area that needs like.
Yeah, it's not
fear-based. People lose motivation because this is hard and it's not changing.
Right.
And so
not to do it out of like a fear of like, this will happen to you if you don't do it. Not that motivation, no. But the motivation of like, people, if you keep an issue alive long enough, then the team feels like, well, you as a leader then clearly don't care. Yeah. So if you don't care, then why do I care?
Yeah.
And if this is going to be acceptable for these people, then who cares how I behave? Who cares how I work? And so we've been very intentional to say, we have to deal with problems so that it doesn't become a bigger problem.
It's really good. Yeah, deal with it.
How do you have a balance between dealing ministry and receiving ministry?
Dealing. Oh, like.
Ooh, dealing. I've never heard that term. Dealing. Like we're the dealer. Know when to hold on.
Yeah.
Know when to fold up.
Right.
The gambler.
That's a good way of saying it.
We were in a meeting not too long ago, and the guy, he told me that, have you heard the gambler? Because he was trying to like tell me I needed to quit negotiating. And I just started singing the song at him and looking him real intensely in the eye. And I said, I'm the dealer in the situation.
You're funny.
That's an intense story. Okay, restate the question. I distracted myself.
Dealing ministry or receiving ministry? This is good.
Dude, first of all, just having that realization that that's something that we do as pastors is important. Not too long ago, I went to a church service at another church. They were doing like a little conference-y worship thing. Yeah. And I went by myself.
Right.
My wife didn't go. I went, put my butt in my truck, drove there by myself because I felt dry. I felt Like I had only been dealing
Yeah.
empty, and I just went and worshiped, and dude, I was crying, and I just went to go and connect to God like I was a 15-year-old at youth camp. And I think that when it's, again, self-awareness, the dashboard of yourself, future episode self-awareness 2.
Dashboard of yourself.
Yeah, like my I just started to twitch because so many ideas came that I want to talk about there. You have to know when you're needing those moments.
Yeah, it's good.
And then, like for me at More Church on a Sunday when I'm preaching, it's hard for me to disconnect the dealing from the receiving.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so, yes, I attend More Church. I do.
Right.
But I'm also on the job a little bit.
Absolutely.
Now, there are moments in worship that like God speaks to me and I'm emotionally engaged and I'm getting a word and I'm getting filled up. But I think that a lot of the time I'm also like thinking about my notes or, okay, this is the next to the last song, or okay, somebody new on the mics, how's this going to go? Or man, I feel like the ushers haven't filled that section. Like, it's just the mind is racing, and so intentionally putting those times in just where you're getting filled.
You're saying, I mean, it's a pouring out spiritually, emotionally, even physically, like the exhaustion of it, and when to receive. I think for the gauge of my life, what I've learned, I've shared it, I can't remember what episode, but my counselor talked to me once and said, Whitney, you don't get mad. Now, when the gas prices are high, we get mad because of our bank account, but you don't get mad at yourself that you need to put gas in your car because you've driven a lot. You and I went on a drive yesterday to see a bunch of stuff, and we put a lot of miles on the car. That meant we had to put more gas in the car in order to keep driving. And he was like, you don't get frustrated by that. That's just common sense. And so you have to understand that the same is true in yourself, that if you're pouring out a lot, then you're going to be more empty than those who are not pouring out as often. And so it's not just because, truth be told, you and I can't go to a church service by ourselves somewhere else as often
on a Sunday.
On a Sunday.
No, this is on a Friday night.
We can't go even every week to do that, the same to fill up. So that means intentionally in my own self, I have to have my own time with God, my own worship time, my own time where I'm talking to a friend that will encourage me, things like that, to allow myself to understand the more you're pouring out, then you better be paying attention that there's more you need to receive. Otherwise, you'll start running on empty. And you said something about you had like your car has an extra tank and like it'll pull from the emergency tank. Some of us have, you and I both have emergency tanks in our excuse me, in ourselves, that like we could keep driving even when we're a little bit on E, but it's not good for us in the long run. And like, if you want to be in ministry, whoever asked this question, if you want to be in ministry a long time, you better start refilling right now. Don't wait.
And there's different, as you're talking the fuel tank, I thought of something, there's different ways that we fill ourselves up. Like sometimes you fill yourself up just through the slow, steady, consistent.
Yeah.
But then there's those moments like me going to that worship service. Race cars, when they come in for the pit, they're in the race and they have to pull over in the pit to get new tires to get gas. They have these giant gas tanks that a guy puts on their shoulder and has a giant tube that comes out, and it literally dispenses 30 gallons or 20 gallons of gas in seconds. And for me, as I've matured in my relationship with God, I can step into something and I can fill up fast.
Right.
Because I have the spiritual infrastructure in my mind and my heart to be able to do that. Now, if you're new in your relationship with God, you got to go to the pump and you got to stand there for 15 minutes with the pump only putting in a gallon a minute. But for me, sometimes when I feel dry, it's like Jesus or Moses. They climbed up a mountain. They climbed up a mountain and they got filled. And so if you feel real dry, sometimes you just need a service to go and get that 20 gallons dumped in your soul.
It's really
and
good.
You can be refilled.
So you have to then go figure out, okay, this space, this time. And then you got me thinking, like, the times where we've taken the sabbatical times of life where it's like, okay, that's going to fill me up for a while. And so you just have to balance it in life, finding when is the right season for it. There's going to be seasons that you can't, but you got to do it. Go ahead.
I was going to do a sabbatical a little bit this summer. But then we got told we had to move locations. Well, if we have to move building locations and there's all this other chaos stuff that we're going on, it's not time for me to go and take a whole nother week off. I'm already traveling in camps and I have a family vacation.
Right.
And so maybe this summer isn't time for Truston to go to the woods by himself.
Yeah. Maybe he'll go in September.
Maybe in September.
Yeah.
Maybe in September.
Right.
Maybe stuff will smooth out.
Right.
But that's because I now have that other tank.
Absolutely.
That's a whole
important.
Dude,
No,
really
but
good.
it was good. Okay, go on. Next one.
How does a leader have hobbies?
I don't know. Please let me know.
You're
please,
still figuring that one out.
Yeah, please let me know.
I think that for our context, we have to be creative. We are creative people. So we've had to learn ways to refill our creativity. You are the one who told me? Somebody told me what? You're stewing on something.
I'm stewing, and it's going to be pretty.
We have to listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Maybe
say it. I'm going to listen. Say it.
I'm just kidding. But
no, you're right.
Maybe it was you. I don't know. People who use their minds need to have hobbies with their hands. People who use their hands need to have hobbies with their minds. So I don't remember who told me that. I thought maybe it was you, but somebody else. So like for us, we use our minds a lot. And what we've realized is that you tinkering in the garage with your cars, like me, different projects that are like mindless, but I'm just active in, are things that have helped us both refuel the creativity of our mind. And so if you work in that area, then maybe that's what you need to do. If it's the other, that you like are an auto mechanic or whatever, maybe you need to go get creative and do something that will be creative with your mind just to help you in hobbies. Because I don't know, it's hard to find when you're talking we found it's been hard to find good hobbies.
Yeah.
Go.
That's great. And I'll speak to it.
Yeah.
I think I spent a lot of time upset with myself that I didn't have a hobby.
Yeah.
And as I'm getting more mature, I'm realizing that maybe hobby is a word that is not the right word.
Yeah.
Like a hobby implies that there's something that you do consistently that you're getting good at, that you invest money in, that you can talk about. Like guys that golf as a hobby, they're going every week.
Yeah.
I don't have one of those.
Yeah.
And I used to think I need to get one.
Right.
I think every personality is different. You know what my hobby is?
What?
Ministry.
Yeah. No.
I love it.
Yeah.
You know what my hobby is? Tug of More. Tug of More is my hobby.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm saying like, so if you don't have a hobby, that doesn't mean that you have to hurry up and go and learn to scuba dive.
Right.
I used to think I need a scuba dive. Remember I wanted to buy a paddle board? I'm going to go be a paddle boarder.
Hey, I still want to buy a paddle board.
I've bought mountain bikes and paddle boards. I'm going to scuba dive. I'm going to go learn how to golf. I've tried to get a hobby, but while I'm doing the hobby, I'm like, I feel like I'm chasing something that I don't actually need.
Yeah.
So an activity that is de-stressing is good.
Right. I was going to say, the actual definition is what I got my phone for, is an activity done regularly in one's leisure time for pleasure. And so I think we've had to determine and understand that sometimes your leisure time, what you're doing for pleasure, it may be connected to what you do in your real life. Yeah. But it's not as intense. It's not as stressful. It's not your work life necessarily. Yeah. And go.
No, they just look different. They look
different for different people.
I'm just saying that because I tried to find a hobby so many times and I couldn't find like my one thing that is my like.
Yeah, right.
And now I have 15 different activities that I can do whenever that are a rest, relaxation.
Right. It doesn't have to be a specific hobby, but just understand what helps give you rest and then start just putting those things in every now and then and allow your brain to chill out.
It's good.
Okay, good.
How do you keep people coming back for more?
I don't know if that is in like a Sunday morning context. Is that a Sunday morning context?
Kind of
or
context,
is that
I guess.
They want to talk to me? They want to be my friend. I don't know.
In a business.
I mean, it goes both ways. But.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you keep people coming back for more? I think leaving them wanting more.
Right.
I used to preach and I thought I had to say every word on that subject then. Yeah. And so my sermons were too long and I was talking too fast and it was just like a fire hose. And so now sometimes I'll end a Sunday and I'll be like, and I got a lot more to say.
Yeah.
Or I'll drop a it's like
I ain't got time.
No, it's like
teaser, you're right.
What are the movies with all the superheroes? Marvel movies. You know the Marvel movie? They show the movie and then they show the credits.
Oh, yeah.
And then they show that little 30-second clip.
And then you're like,
where,
where's the next movie?
It's like Captain America's shield like broken in half in the woods. And you're like, what? I'm saying that sometimes I'm talking first communication. As a communicator,
right.
Sometimes we don't have to put a bow on it. Sometimes we can put a question mark on the thing and it helps.
No, that's great.
Like I already did it in this episode. I said, coming soon, next. And so now people will be watching and clicking, hoping wins that episode.
Yeah. No, I think that's great. And then what you are giving, what you are putting out, whatever your business, whatever your leadership style is, whatever that is excellent. I think that's a big piece of like, if you want them to come back for more, don't give them garbage in the first place. Like, make sure, now it doesn't have to be perfect. Again, we've talked about that before, like progress over perfection, but make sure it's the best you can do and the best you can give in that moment.
We aren't the great at the best of this yet.
What?
But my mind has been blown by something and it's going to start to shift some stuff.
What?
Who was I talking to about Crumble Cookies? Ethan, was I talking to you about Crumble Cookies?
Oh, yeah. Right.
So I didn't know this, that Crumble Cookie every week releases new flavors.
Yeah.
I did not know this.
Oh, yeah. It's a thing.
So Crumble is a cookie store.
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know this. It's not actually good for me to know because of my, what is the other question we answered about?
Gluttony.
Gluttony. Because of my gluttony, it's not good for me to know this information. But that every week they release a new cookie flavor.
Oh, it's a thing.
And if you don't, I didn't know this. And if you don't go and buy it, it's gone.
Yeah.
FOMO. And I was like, this is genius.
Yep.
And it's made me start thinking about all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
About like how we do what we do, how we consistently do it. Like our service is real, welcome, worship, announcements, sermon, dismissal.
Yeah. Right. It's real.
Okay. How can we crumble cookie this junk?
Yeah.
So that like, it's a one-time only.
Exclusive. Yeah.
It's exclusive. Like what's happening here? It's not going to happen again. Now, we do that a little bit with SummerSlam. It's like a revival thing. We do that with House Party.
We've done it in certain seasons where we did not do our live recording because we were like, if you weren't here, you missed it.
Yeah. And so, dude, Crumble is a genius.
Yeah, they are.
And so how do you keep them coming back for more? You know that you're not going to do the same thing next week.
Yeah.
When I was in youth group, my youth pastor would do this thing once a month called J Night, and it stood for Jesus Night.
Well, yeah.
Real slick.
90s. What?
Yeah, not J Night. And every month was a J Night, and it was a week to bring a friend where there was like a real clear salvation message.
Oh, okay.
The problem with doing it every month is if I didn't bring a friend, I could just bring him next month.
Right. You weren't motivated to.
I wasn't motivated. So then when I became a youth pastor, what we did is we did this once a year big blowout.
Yeah.
Where if you missed bringing your friend here, your friend lost an opportunity.
Right.
Now I think that was too extreme.
Yeah.
And I think what my youth pastor did was too extreme. But what if we just change what we do?
Right.
All the time, and it's a different tactic.
Keep them guessing.
Yeah.
No, that's really good.
Go Crumble.
No, it's good.
It's about to be
also,
it's about to be a part of our conversation. Yeah, they're like 1,000 calories per cookie.
Brady will bring them to our house.
That's because she's skinny.
Yeah, but
just wait. Wait till she hits like.
Me out.
Just wait till she hits like 35. Her mom's skinny though.
Yeah, but they run a lot.
She might.
Good.
Oh, she does.
Yeah,
she might just be able to eat cookies forever. It makes me mad.
It makes me mad. Go ahead.
What is the number one quality you look for in a leader?
Off the top of my head, honesty and integrity is the number one quality.
Yeah, I was gonna say a guarded heart.
Yeah, that's another one.
But like it's honesty, integrity, or self-awareness.
Yeah.
Or it's did you say one thing?
Yeah. Oh, we have a list.
I don't know.
No, it's true.
I think
their character matters.
I mean, honesty, transparency. I don't know if I can just pick one.
I know there's a bunch.
But I can tell you what they aren't.
Yeah, that's fine.
What they aren't is
he's gonna say lazy.
No.
Oh.
What it isn't is like a great Instagram or like being
super
really
handsome or
well spoken.
Yeah, beautiful, highly talented,
looking like they have it all together.
Yeah. We used to think that
it's the like, God, I can't just put one in because then I would say work ethic.
Right. No, it's true. There's a lot.
It's like integrity, transparency, work ethic.
We've learned a lot over the years of like what it looks like and what it doesn't look like.
Are they selfless or selfish?
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
That was an impossible question.
Yeah, we can't pick one.
I could stew on it a long time. They're like Jesus. There you go. My whole one.
Someone like Jesus. Go ahead.
I don't have any more.
Oh, okay. These are all the questions.
Well, hey, the good news is that the conversation isn't over.
Yeah.
And so if you have more questions,
ask them.
Help them. Help us. Hit us up.
Tell us what's up. Ask us your questions, and we love to get to answer them. So we love y'all.
See ya.
See ya. Bye.